Previously on The Walking Dead.
Previously on Lee Everett is still dead. You know what? I don't even give a shit at this point. Telltale loading times that once again suck the tension right out of the plot. Oh, fuck you, game. Now you put this text up before the episode begins? As if to say, hey gamers, you know those choices that you made in previous episodes? Yeah, they didn't really matter, but they are going to matter when you play this episode. Hey, illusion of choice, you silly bastards. Get over it. Fuck out of here with your nonsense. Not even a minute into this episode and it's already full of shit. How are you all not dead? You were literally pointing your guns at each other at the end of the last episode. Some of you at near point blank range. And yet the only people to get shot are Arvo's sister and one of his pals? And Mike? You should have seen me play this episode for the first time, literally shaking my head in disgust. Oh hey there, clearly evil bald-headed tattooed Russian guy. Where'd you get that shotgun? Weren't you holding a rifle in the last episode? I mean, you could only see it for a second until the episode faded to black, but my eyes do not deceive me. I guess you could give the excuse that the guy who was holding the shotgun got hit and the bald guy just picked it up, but that wouldn't make much sense since he already has his rifle. Continuity errors are sinful, you all know that.
Okay, we gotta do something, y'all. Get down here. Can't just sit here and let this guy take pot shots at us till he runs out of ammo.
Luke, that logic makes absolutely no sense. Clem and the baby are safe behind cover. You are safe behind cover. Kenny's already taking care of another guy. Mike and Bonnie are behind cover. Arvo is distracted with his dying sister. And the guy shooting at you is just wasting his ammo. Why would it be a bad idea to just stay behind cover until he runs out of ammo and becomes vulnerable so you can finish him? I'm boiling with anger right now, just talking about it. It's as if the writers were thinking, hey, we need to figure out a way to get Luke shot so that he becomes a liability to the group. Logic be damned. The stupidity is unbearable, so much so that it has awarded itself with 5 sins on its own.
English, motherfucker!
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
You should have stayed down.
Yeah, I know.
My point exactly.
You get out here, or I put a bullet in this kid's hand.
Fuck you again, game. Where's the option to say, go ahead and shoot him, Kenny? Get this madness over with. Saves us trouble in the long run. But of course it's not there because plot. Oh great, here's another wasted opportunity. See, instead of having the walker automatically attacking Clem, why not have it about to attack Kenny and give the player the option to either save Kenny or let Kenny get bit? That would have drastically improved the episode. Give the player more variety, satisfy the Kenny haters out there, and really tailor to how you play the game. Just saying. Apparently, Kenny has superhuman dodging abilities.
Natasha!
Of course her name is Natasha. What other stereotypical Russian name would it be? Character thought to have been gone makes a triumphant return cliche. You know, Luke, for a guy who got shot in the leg mere minutes ago, you seem to be standing just fine.
This isn't your fault, okay? She just lost too much blood.
What, from the pregnancy? That was days ago based on my choices?
Luke's right. She needs to rest. We should wait a few days.
That she clearly was not bleeding from? Oh, that's right. Our choices from previous episodes don't matter. Fuck logic. The following Jane line for all these choices will be the same.
He's lying. We can't trust him.
It's worth the risk to check this place out. Trust him, don't trust him. It doesn't matter.
I think we can trust him. He wants to live as much as we do.
It's worth the risk to check this place out. Trust him, don't trust him. It doesn't matter.
We need the food. None of this will matter if we all starve to death.
She's right, Kenny. We're running low on supplies as it is.
It's worth the risk to check this place out. Trust him, don't trust him. It doesn't matter.
You stay out of this. You're the reason these fuckers came after us in the first place.
Don't try and pin this on me.
Why not? Even when I decided not to rob Arvo and let him go, you still took it upon yourself to point a gun at him and threaten him.
Jane, don't do it.
Don't you ever come around here again. I don't care if you do have some sick sister. The next time I see you, you won't just be walking away.
For once, I agree with Kenny. Your character inconsistency is sinful. Wow, no wonder why this episode is already a clusterfuck. Too many writers with their own narratives.
I'm glad you're back. I didn't want you to go in the first place.
Thanks. That's good. Because you're probably 90% of the reason I came back.
Probably 90%? You know, I'm really curious as to what that other 10% might be. You don't give a damn about anyone else in the group, especially Kenny, and as we later find out, you don't really give a damn about the baby. You know what? Let's play a little game, shall we? Whoever can tell me the best reason behind the other 10% as to why Jane decided to stay gets an Xbox 360 download code of Tomb Raider. So go ahead, sound off in the comments section below.
All I can do is promise you I won't abandon you again. Which, to be fair, I've never done before.
Oh really, Jane? What do you call this then?
What are you doing?
Listen, I'm sorry. I've gotta go.
Go. Go where?
Just away, okay? You know, Jamie, Sarah. I'm not gonna stick around and watch it happen to you too.
Oh, now your legs decide to give out. I guess it's that time for the plot.
Every man I've known is always trying to let each other know how tough they are. Put them in their place. Bunch of dominant alpha male horse shit.
Look, even though Bonnie is mainly correct, it's still kind of sexist. I mean, Lee was never like that. He didn't have to prove a damn thing to anybody.
Keep pressure on it, okay? I'm gonna go fetch some bandages.
You're going to fetch some bandages? Where? From that backpack that you're already carrying?
Hey, Clem. Go over and see if you can change the bandages on Kenny's wound.
Damn, bitch. You didn't even ask me politely. Not only that, but I see that the game is still forcing me to perform a task I don't want to do.
I don't know if he'll let me.
He may not, but you ought to try. That's gonna sting, but only for a second. It's gonna clean it.
Oh, I know what it does. It's gonna suck.
Ha ha ha, hardy har har, throwback to episode 1, derp derp derp.
Alright, let's get it over with. Hopefully it don't scare this little guy. Or you. So how's it look?
Really? That's what all the fuss was about? I was expecting to see pieces of skull and brain, an eyeball hanging from the socket at the very least. Severely disappointed we are. Telltale, you do realize this is an M-rated game, right? You can get away with that sort of thing. Also, forgot to mention, wasn't this scene previewed at the end of episode 3 to be in episode 4? Delayed much? Or is it because the episode needs filler? Either way, it's a sin.
Is that it?
Really, Kenny? Arvo clearly said that there was a house with food.
There is house, food. Please. Please, I can take you.
House, Kenny. Does that look like a house?
Today's my birthday.
Well, you've pretty much doomed yourself to gaming hell after that comment. Announcing your birthday? Something bad's definitely going to happen to you. Not so subtle foreshadowing is not so subtle. However, I must give props to Telltale here because this is how you insert proper foreshadowing. See all these danger and warning signs above Luke and this danger of death sign above Bonnie? Very clever. Well done, Telltale. Oh jeez, another plot bottle. Just like in season 1. Where in the hell did you find the time to put that in your backpack?
Where did you get it?
Bill kept all the alcohol in the armory. He didn't like people imbibing.
What's that mean?
Drinking. He didn't think people should drink.
That still doesn't explain how you had time to put that in your backpack.
I'd like a sip. I mean, after you, obviously.
Really?
No.
Oh, what's a sip gonna hurt?
You are not drinking. That is that.
Really? After everything Clem has done and been through, you're worried about her taking a sip of alcohol? Go ahead and take a chuckle at how absurd that is, people.
Do you think that's a good idea?
Clementine, after the day we've had, I think it's the best idea I've got.
We got walkers all around us. That crazy fuck on the radio messing with us. Hell, if now ain't the time for a drink?
Deja vu, anyone?
I got first watch.
I think the fence has got us pretty secure.
Can't be too careful.
The baby might be cold.
Nah, I'll keep him warm.
Now, listen to this logic, people. Kenny, a man who supposedly cares so much for the baby, is going to take him away from the campfire into the cold, but he's going to keep him warm. I don't even have anything witty to say about that.
Well, it ain't no secret how you feel about it. Oh, come on. I'm just teasing. I understand. She's a pretty girl. Once you get past all the dirt and guts.
I don't know. Guess I just Wanted to forget about all this shit for like 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Man, that's longer than I'd last at this point.
Hey,
Alright, it wasn't 10 minutes.
come on. We got a little one around.
I know what you guys are talking about.
I certainly hope not.
You're talking about kissing stuff.
Yeah. Yes, that is exactly it.
Was there any kissing?
You shut your mouth right now. The both of you. Maybe she came back for you.
I'd come back for you. You know what I mean.
Luke's a regular Casanova.
Hey, shut up.
Don't be modest. Your moves are working on all the ladies.
Worked on me.
You know, I'm surprised after all this talk that this scene didn't degenerate into a massive sex party.
They say a drunk man's talk is a sober man's thoughts.
Well, I ain't a man, so they can take that shit somewhere else.
That's sexist. Okay, I'm being really nitpicky here, but Clem's grin here that lacks animation is kinda creepy. Discount Last of Us music.
I guess a deal's a deal.
Technically you never made a deal. You just said it felt like you were signing a contract.
Why does this feel like I'm signing a contract or something?
Inferred does not mean confirmed.
I'd give anything for one more second with them. To play catch with Doug.
Breaking the second Telltale Walking Dead commandment.
Seems secure enough. For one night anyways.
Clem, that is a really stupid thing to say when there is a clearly huge gaping hole right in front of you.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's gonna be okay when it's really not cliche.
I'll take first watch.
Yeah, didn't you already mention that earlier?
I got first watch.
Можно идти. Там
Say
твердый
it in
лед.
American, asshole.
That's racist. Why are you guys walking in a straight line where other people have already walked? You fucking amateurs. I'm not even from the north and I know this is a stupid plan. Obvious setup for a dramatic scene is obvious. Speaking of which, we're almost an hour into this episode. Where are the teleporting walkers? Ah, there they are. Okay, so you guys saw at the beginning of this episode that Kenny wanted to kill Arvo.
Get out of the way!
Whoa! What are you doing?
I'm doing the same thing this asshole tried to do to us!
Now he has the perfect opportunity to just let him die. He even says,
Should let you drown, you piece of shit!
they're already at the house, which is the only reason why Kenny kept him alive in the first place. He could just let Arvo drown right now. But he decides not to because why? Clem's panting animation. Okay, I know I'm getting ahead here, but this has to be pointed out. If you decide to cover Luke, then afterwards Bonnie gets mad at you for not helping him out.
It must be nice being a pretty little girl. No one ever expects you to do a damn thing. You and I both know you had a chance to save Luke. You and I both know what happened back there. I got nothing more to say to you.
Even after he says,
Stop! Clem, look at me. Pull out your gun and shoot those damn walkers, okay? Just give me a little time.
and you covered him, which I would constitute as helping him. Let me explain to you how stupid this is, ladies and gentlemen. The ice cracks under Luke because of his weight, plus the weapons he's carrying. Bonnie, by bringing yourself over to the cracked area, you're adding more weight to the already damaged area and cracking the ice even more. And you're going to place the blame on Clem? Fuck you, bitch! Your stupidity just garnered this episode 10 sins. Another case of the V getting blinded by the D. Let him go. Let him go. Luke is no longer useful in this game. Let him go. Let him go. Too bad he was never good as Lee. Oh, roasted! Get it? Because it's frozen and they're trapped under ice? Yep, I'm the only person who thinks this is funny. So what? They left it wide open for me to make that joke. Fault's on you, Telltale. But in all seriousness, this has got to be one of the most asinine deaths in the Walking Dead series so far. Luke and Bonnie were underwater for literally the exact amount of time. And even when you break the ice to save Luke, he still ends up dead. Yet Bonnie ends up surviving? How? Why? Why? That is some really terrible writing right there. It's like they got together and were like, well, we're at the final episode and we need to kill off a major character. Might as well be Luke. He's the only person in the group that everyone likes besides Clementine. Who cares if his death makes any sense? Another 10 sins for narrative fallacy.
Kenny's out back trying to get some stupid truck started.
Great. Truck's the new boat. Truck is the new boat. So, not only are you repeating Kenny's character arc, but you're also basically repeating his same plan to get out of a sticky situation? Rehashed ideas are sinful.
I can't believe he's gone. I've lost people before, but it just hasn't felt this shitty in a while.
Oh, geez. Are we really going for that, oh, we had a one-night stand, but deep down I really cared about him romance nonsense? Hey, what's that popping up on screen? Ha! It's another sin.
I can't take this shit anymore.
I can't take this shit anymore, cliche. He said, she said bullshit.
What did she have to say?
I know she was running her mouth. What did she say?
Wellington's gotta be out there. Now, those rumors can't all be bunk.
Apparently, in a zombie apocalypse, rumors still spread like gossip blogs. Ha ha ha. This is absolutely fantastic. So far, my Clementine has smoked and drank. Only 2 more steps before the badass metamorphosis is complete.
I'm gonna go take a piss.
I did not need to be told that. The following sentences you hear from Jane do not coincide with each other.
He'll be fine.
Clem, he beat that boy within an inch of his life. We are way past fine. I know Kenny's a nice guy, Clem.
We already talked about this.
I'm sorry. We did?
We're going to find Wellington. Right, Clem?
See, here's a fatal character flaw that absolutely boggles my mind. Kenny has clearly demonstrated throughout this entire episode that the only people he truly cares about are himself, Clementine, and the baby. He even says in this very conversation,
Look, I don't give 2 shits about what you people think. I got this truck working, so I say where we go. And we're heading fucking north. It's the best chance we got of helping AJ.
so why doesn't he just take Clem and the baby and leave for Wellington, right now? Especially if I agreed with him.
I'm with Kenny. We should head north.
Goddamn right.
Vengeful Arvo gets left behind, Turncoats Mike and Bonnie get left behind, Jane is left behind, and Kenny's with the only person he trusts, traveling up to a safe haven. Problem solved, but it never happens. There's no option for that. From a character perspective, this makes absolutely no sense for Kenny, but the plot demands it, so fuck logic.
Jesus fucking Christ. Remember the last time we had a working car and sat around on our asses, Clem?
Oh, you mean the RV that you barely got working after the bandits attacked us? That resulted in your boy getting bit and causing you to go on a downward spiral that has persisted to this day? That working vehicle?
You better talk some sense into him. For his sake.
See, here's another fatal flaw in the writing. Instead of building these group characters to have some sort of relationship with Kenny, they continue to use Clem as the conduit for communicating with Kenny, instead of talking to him themselves. And they've been doing it for the past few episodes, especially with lines like,
I wanted to ask you, does Kenny seem different to you? I didn't know him before, and, well, I'm curious.
I've seen him like this before.
That's why I was thinking you could talk to him. I think if it's just you, someone he knows well, you might be able to get through to him.
You're the only one that he trusts. That he really trusts. That means you're the one that's gonna have to pull him back. You two have known each other a long time. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to decide how much that's worth.
why does Clem always have to be the one to talk sense into Kenny, other than being the main character? What if you're the type of player that despises Kenny? They're basically forcing you to interact with him even if you don't want to. That's very sinful.
Can you believe this, Clem? I bring them a working truck, and they act like I just shit in their cereal.
All the more reason for me to just get the baby and leave. But there's no option for that. Even when I say,
Well, why can't we just leave tomorrow?
Look, we got maybe a day's worth of food for that kid left.
we will return after this commercial break. Where in the hell did Arvo get that rifle? Was it in the truck the whole time? Did he have it stashed somewhere in the house? Well, since the game never confirms it, it's getting counted as a sin.
What are you doing?
We're just leaving.
That's everything we have.
Listen, we just gotta get away from that guy, Clem, okay?
Who? Kenny?
Clem, damn it, we don't have time for this.
Come on, Mike. Let's just go.
So you were all willing to abandon a little girl and a baby just to get away from Kenny? You treacherous assholes. Honestly, if we don't bump into them in Season 3 with the option to kill all of them, I would highly advise all of you who are also against this to not even bother playing it. That would be a disservice to everyone. That's right, Telltale. We're putting you on the spot. Make it happen and all future sins will be forgiven. But for now, video game or not, treachery is a sin. Regardless if you sympathized with Arvo this entire episode, he still ends up shooting Clem because she shot his sister because the game called for it. Of course, it's not surprising to anyone who's been paying attention. The constant death stares that Arvo gives Clem were clear indications that he was holding a grudge. Still worth 5 sins just for shooting Clem and getting away with it.
Clementine!
The dream sequence fake out. Oh hey there, Lee. Good to see you, buddy. Guess we all know why you were narrating the opening recap sequences. Thing is, I kinda saw it coming. Surprise cameo is unsurprising.
What happened?
It's just a bad dream, Sweet Pea. What was it about? Duck?
Breaking the second Telltale Walking Dead commandment again.
He's bit.
We don't know how this works yet. Maybe it's like a cold.
Even in dream sequence form, this is a very inconsistent thing for Lee to say, seeing as how up to this point in Season 1, he's already had to deal with people who turned into walkers. Not to mention what Larry says in the drugstore.
We've already seen this happen. We let someone with a bite stay in, and we all end up bitten.
What the hell are you talking about?
He's bitten. That's how you turn.
Still puzzled? You're just as confused as I am. The obligatory first-person point of view at critical plot moments.
What happened?
That piece of shit Rusky shot you.
Where are we?
Been driving a few hours now.
Okay, several things to point out here. First of all, how did you two manage to scare off all 3 of those assholes when Arvo was the one with the rifle? Where did they run off to? Did Mike and Bonnie drop the bags they were carrying? And if they did you grab them? Or did you find the small window of time to grab the baby and Clem and take off in the truck? You say that you've been driving for hours. How have you and Jane not ripped each other's throats out? Especially considering the belligerence that follows. Details, man. They are important. Looping scenery.
Let's play a game, Clem. I spy with my little eye an asshole. Your turn.
Really? Are we honestly degenerating this scene into a game of I Spy? Have we really sunken that low? We have? Oh, fuck it. The following Kenny line for these 2 options will be the same.
You're both being children.
Me? I couldn't see the damn road.
Don't touch her, Kenny.
I couldn't see the damn road.
You're both losing it.
Clem, everyone's like that around him.
Well, of course, except Clementine herself, who once again proves to be the only competent person in this entire game.
It's snowing. Why are they moving?
Clem would be excellent at GamingSins. Okay, let me just preface by saying that I played this episode before I recorded the footage you see, and the visibility was not this bad. This snowstorm glitch is absolutely unacceptable. I mean, look at this. Are you guys witnessing this bullshit? Thankfully, I never died while navigating through, but still. Disgustingly sinful this is. It's worth 10 sins alone. Oh, we almost forgot to mention AJ as a sin. Not because we don't like him, because we do, but because of his circumstances. Let's recap this whole thing, shall we? Since AJ has been born, he has survived his own birth with no medical supplies or treatment, this journey up north throughout who knows how many days, this Reservoir Dogs-like shootout, Kenny's incompetence at the electrical substation, this ordeal on the frozen river, this trip in the truck, and this blizzard that Jane put him through. All while wearing just a blanket, no diapers to be changed, and with little baby formula. To put it quite simply, get the fuck out of here.
Jane, don't. Just don't.
I'm not letting this crazy fuck anywhere near me, Clem.
Despite you being the one antagonizing him. So, most of you probably thought that after all the criticism that we've given Kenny, that I was going to let him die, right? Wrong. There was no way in hell I was going to let Jane live. You want to know why? Time to get a little personal. You see, I once dated a woman like Jane. She was very pretty, very charming, very fun, and adventurous. I had a lot of good times with her. But the longer I was with her, the more I came to realize what a cold, manipulative, selfish psychopath she really was. She would often lie to me to get what she wanted, even if that meant hurting others, including myself. Saw a spitting image of her personality in Jane. So you're damn right I was going to let her die. And I'm glad I did. Besides, despite all of Kenny's flaws and failures, there was a good man deep within him. We just never got the chance to see it. Too many people causing outside distractions. Too much dead weight holding back his true potential. And that's why I chose him over Jane. Rant over. Now, on to the real point of this sin. Depending on how you play, this could be the easiest decision you will make throughout this entire season. Thus it loses its gravitas. See Two Best Friends play for proof. Easiest decision at the most crucial point in the story? Very sinful indeed. So if you decide to let Kenny live, how does he manage to survive that gut wound without any treatment? He got slashed above the belt line. How does he not bleed out?
Holy shit. We did it, Clem. That's gotta be it.
Look, this is very touching and all, but this has to be pointed out. They're heading up to the northern part of the United States. That's a pretty big area. Who's to say this is Wellington? Because if it is, then this is one of the biggest coincidences in video game history.
Well, I'm afraid this is the part where I give you the bad news. Unfortunately, our community isn't accepting new members. We're over capacity as it is, and there's just not enough to go around if we keep bringing people in.
Just take the kids. It's too dangerous out here for them.
Kenny,
It's just a little girl and a baby boy. You can make room for that. You can take back the supplies you gave us if that helps. Please, just... I need them to be safe. And it's safe in there. I know that. Just ask someone, please. They won't make it out here. Please.
We can take the children, but just the children.
So let me get this straight. You clearly mentioned that you're not accepting new members because of space, but with a tiny bit of persuasion, you're willing to take just Clem and the baby? Artificial emotional moment, I say. And now, on to the alternative choices.
he's alive.
I understand if you're upset. AJ was never in any danger. I was just going to try to talk you into coming with me. I just thought if you saw Kenny like that, you'd know we'd have to leave him.
If you decide to shoot Kenny and you found out AJ was still alive and you were upset with Jane, how come there's no option to shoot her? That's what I wanted to do. She basically manipulated Clem just to get Kenny angry. That's unforgivable in my book. Only reason why I even went this route was to record all the endings.
I don't know how you were able to watch that.
You want to know what would have made this scene better? Teabag, teabag, drop it like it's hot. Teabag, Clem badge in your face. How does this family not see them?
That's your kid?
Really? Did you really ask that question?
Cool hat.
Well, looks like you guys aren't going to last long.
It's snowing. Why are they moving?
Grab your sword and your shield, cast a magic field, pick a name, 'cause we are in a video game. You're a knight, I'm a sprite, and we will unite. Take my hand, here we stand together, we fight. On a quest, I attest by the 9, we are blessed, we will slay, so make way for the threat, just stay. We are strong, we are brave, we will fight to the grave, we will die and spawn the next day in a video game.
Hello once again, viewers, and welcome to the post-credit scene of this episode of The Walking Dead. Okay, so now that Season 2 of Telltale's Walking Dead has officially concluded, based on all the decisions that have been made in the game, we are left with 5 different endings. We have Clem saving Kenny and going to Wellington. We have Clem saving Kenny and going with Kenny and refusing to go to Wellington. We have Clem saving Jane and accepting the family. We have Clem saving Jane and rejecting the family. And we have Clem killing both Kenny and Jane and just her taking AJ off on her own to who knows where. Okay, so this right here opens up a lot of opportunities for Telltale to reinvent themselves and sort of switch up this whole your choices matter subgenre of video games. And I really hope, for our sake, for all of our sake, that they don't waste this opportunity. So what do we got here? We have Clem. This is how I see it. We have several different routes we can take. Me and my buddies have kind of brainstormed some ideas to see where they can go with this series. So we got Clem saving Kenny. So are you going to run into Arvo and Mike and Bonnie at some point? If you chose to go that route, is Kenny going to be upset with you for not choosing to go to Wellington? is their relationship going to have some sort of turmoil somewhere down the road based on the choices that you made earlier? We got Clem going to Wellington. Is she going to meet up with Krista at some point in time? Who knows? Because we never really saw Krista's story conclude, and just kind of left open-ended. So is Clem going to run into Krista at some point? If you choose to go to the Wellington ending, who knows? I think it would be interesting to see, sort of tie up that loose end. So if you chose to go with Jane and you accepted the family, are you going to run into some problems later on? Come into a little altercation and having to make another tough decision as to whether you want to keep the family alive or, let them die. I don't know the easier way to put it. Let them die. If you go with Jane and you reject the family, is Clem going to be upset with Jane later on for rejecting the family and pretty much losing that part of her humanity? Who knows? We'll see. We have a lot of opportunities to go different routes. And besides, speaking of Clem, in season 3, do you want to have a new protagonist? Are you at that point where you want to see a new fresh face come into play instead of having to replay the same character that you've seen in the past 2 seasons? For me personally, I'm too invested in Clementine to really give a shit about anyone else. So I really want to see the next chapter in the Clementine saga, so to speak. So go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I can't wait to see what you all have to say. Maybe we can reach out and give some ideas to Telltale so they don't exponentially fuck up season 3. Well, like they have with this one. They kind of made a lot of mistakes throughout season 2, as you can clearly see in our Sins videos. So go ahead, sound off in the comment section below. Maybe we can have a little discussion among ourselves and share some ideas so that we can hopefully improve the quality of season 3. So this is it for Telltale's Walking Dead. We're going to be doing some new Sins videos on new games, thankfully, because I know some of you have been waiting for us to do a new game for months now. So we're going to go ahead and get on that. So until next time, we'll see you later. Take care and game on.